Inflation. It's one of those words we hear all the time, right? Prices are rising, your groceries cost more, rent is higher, but why does inflation actually happen? Well, inflation is just a fancy word for this, when the same amount of money buys you less than it did before. If a loaf of bread was £1 last year and £1.10 this year, that's inflation in action. But here's the important part. Inflation isn't caused by just one thing. It's usually a combination of forces all pushing prices higher. The first reason is simple: demand. When a lot of people want something but there isn't enough of it to go around, prices naturally rise. This often happens when the economy is strong, people have more money to spend, or when government stimulus puts extra cash into our pockets. More money chasing the same amount of goods means higher prices. That's called demand pull inflation. The second cause is higher production costs. If it becomes more expensive for a company to make something because wages rise, energy costs increase, or raw materials go up, those costs get passed on to us, the consumers. Think of a local bakery. If their flour and electricity suppliers raise prices, the bakery has to charge more for bread. This is called cost push inflation, because prices are being pushed up by the cost of making things. Another major cause is when there's simply too much money in circulation. When governments or central banks print or inject large amounts of money into the economy, the value of each individual pound or dollar slowly falls. It's not that your money disappears, it just doesn't stretch as far as it used to. More money in the system means each unit is worth a little less, so prices rise to compensate. Finally, inflation can spike when something completely unexpected happens. A global event, a shortage of oil, a war, or a pandemic. When supply chains break down, fewer goods are able to reach the market. When you have less supply but the same amount of demand, prices can shoot up very quickly. This kind of inflation is often sudden, painful, and very hard to control. Now, inflation isn't always bad. A small, steady amount around 2% is actually considered normal and even healthy for a growing economy. But when inflation rises too fast, that's when people start to struggle. Your salary doesn't go as far, your savings lose value over time, and businesses become uncertain about the future. That's why central banks often step in. They might raise interest rates to encourage saving over spending, which helps to cool the economy and bring inflation back down. So, to sum it up, what causes inflation? Strong demand, rising costs, too much money floating around, and unexpected global shocks. They're all different causes, but they have one big effect. Prices go up. Understanding what's behind inflation won't stop it from happening, but it can definitely help you make smarter decisions with your money. You've been watching The Knowledge Harbor. Stay anchored, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.